Hi Stampers! Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do a One Sheet Wonder template for you. This is a real easy way to make use of your designer series paper, but also create multiple cards that could be used individually, or they can be used in a package as a gift or to sell, or for whatever you choose. And then you can make them a variety of occasions. So what I have shown you on the table here today, this is the Pleased as Punch designer series paper that is in the 2020 mini catalog that just came out in January. This is still available till June. And as again, like all their designer series paper, they're two-sided, and I chose to use the plaid side or the checkerboard side because it's easier to use the patterns. On the opposite side of this paper is the hearts, and so it can be a little tricky, but for the purpose of demonstrating this today, I used the buffalo plaid side. Okay, so it's done in petal pink, and I'm going to show you today. These are the cards I made. I made 11 different cards, and they're all done very similarly, but yet different. And so there's a variety here, and I'll go through each one of them with you so you can see. I managed to get 11 cards with one sheet of 12 by 12 designer paper, and they're all different. There's a combination of birthday, thank you, there's a couple of Mother's Day cards, get well, and a sympathy card. So the first two, and it's all, I'll show you how this pattern is cut. Now, One Sheet Wonders have been around for a very long time. You can go on Pinterest and get any kind of design that you want. That's where I got this one. And I know my leader of my group and Jennifer's group, she has her own One Sheet Wonder card club that people buy into. And so this is not one of her patterns because she does have them copyrighted, but I did get this off of Pinterest. But there are many other, you can join her One Sheet Wonder group, or you can, like I said, go on Pinterest and find them. The first two cards, these were cut from the pattern, and I'll get to that in a minute. This one's a sympathy, this one's a get well, and they're cut 5 1/4 by 4. So they're 4, so you see the plaid, and then I just used some different die sets. You can make these up any way you want. You can make them as simple as you want. I used different dies and punches with mine today, but a lot of people, they don't put the multiple layers. I layered this with Blushing Bride, both on the outside and the inside, so, and Whisper White. So they're layered. There's like an 1/8 of an inch border on these, and then the ink I used was Smoky Slate. Okay, and then I had some doilies left over, so they're quite feminine, I would say. Lots of pink. This is not necessarily how I often make cards, but they're a nice grouping. They're very nice, and individually they're perfect for a lot of reasons. This one's a get well. Again, I lined it on the inside. It is also 5 1/4 by 4. The next card, there's actually, let's see, this one is 5 1/4 by 2, and it is, I used an embossing folder with this one, along with DSP and a doily, and this is a Mother's Day card. So, and this is again 5 1/4 by 2. Here are a couple where the square was cut 3 1/2 by 4 1/4, and then you cut it on the diagonal. So I made 2 different cards with this. This is the thank you card, had it upside down there, and a happy birthday card. Okay, these two, let's see. These two are the same square. These are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 squares. This one's happy birthday, this one's thank you. I added some ribbon. I might add some more embellishments on these, a couple of bows on some of them that may need a little bit more color. This one I used the dotted Whisper White ribbon. It's kind of hard to make a bow, but I made it work. I also have some pearls that I'm going to probably add to them. Here's a, oh, that's the Get Well. This is another 2 by 5¼ enjoy your special day. It's another birthday card. This one I use the basket weave embossing folder on that one. Another birthday card, the measurement is 3½ by 4¼ Don't worry, I'll give you all the measurements so that you can write them down and you'll see the pattern. You'll be able to copy the pattern. Another happy birthday, I made banners on this one. This die is from the Poppy set. And then a doily, which I had. They don't sell these anymore, but I did have them, so I thought I'd use them. I thought they'd look good. And then this card is 3¼ by 3¼ Again, this is a Mother's Day card. I used the basket weave embossing folder. And they're all, like I said, layered with the Blushing Bride and the Whisper White. And all use the same ink. And a Get Well Soon. This one is measured 3¼ by 5¼ So these are the 11 cards. Again, you can make them an all-occasion pack to give as a gift. You can divide them, you know, and put 8 and 7 in a pack. Or, I'm sorry, 8 or 6 and 5 in a pack. So, didn't take me long. Made these in one day. No problem at all. Okay, so this is the paper I used. Please just punch. Again, it's in the mini catalog. So, the next thing, this is what I'm going to show, what I was going to show you today, how it's cut. This is from the Parisians Blossoms paper, designer series paper. It's also in the 2020 mini catalog. This goes along with the Parisian pack, which I have here. There's some beautiful papers in here. I did not get the stamp set because I didn't know if I would use the Paris-based themed stamps and dies, but I did like the paper because it has so many pretty colors. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a foil look on it on one side, and then on the other side there isn't. These are just so pretty. This is pretty. This is like a mini version of the one we're going to use today. But again, I chose this style of paper because it doesn't matter how you cut it. It will always look good whichever direction you want to use the paper. And again, the coordinating colors for this are Petal Pink, Pool Party, Basic Black, and Whisper White. And I'm not sure if you can see the foil reflection. It's very, very pretty. This is the opposite side. You could also use it as a contrast. It's very, very light pink, kind of filigree pattern. Very, very pretty. Okay, here, I don't know if you can see the cuts, but these are the cuts for the papers. Okay, and here is the template. And I've numbered them all for you. See, here's the diagonal. It's just one piece, and then you cut it in a diagonal. So there, that's this. This is a pretty easy one to do. You get 11 cards. I numbered them. Number 1 is 5¼ by 4. Number 2 is 5¼ by 4. Number 3 and number 4 are the same. They're 5¼ by 2. Number 5 is 3½ by 3½. 6 is 3½ by 4¼ And then number 7, you cut the basic shape, 3½ by 4¼ and then you're going to cut it on the diagonal. And it doesn't matter. I have it cut here, but I think on the card paper, I cut it this way. 9 is 3¼ by 3¼ Also on number 10 is 3¼ by 3¼ and the last one is 3¼ by 5½. Again, this is a fairly simple one. It's a great way to start. And again, some of them you can get up to 14 or 15 cards, depending. Some of them have waist, like there might be a little corner or a little rectangle or square waist. I try to pick one where all of the paper is used. You can also design your own One Sheet Wonder. and do it the way you would like to do it. Some people just make a bunch of all one size. You can do 4 by 5 1/4 and get a whole bunch that way. You'll get 6 of them that way, but you will have some waste. But this, what I use this for, and this is also a suggestion, this is just the back of one of your cardboards from the designer series paper. And if you keep this and you measure everything out, you keep this as a template and you can use it again and again and again. But this is a great way to make quick and easy cards. You can make a whole bunch of anniversary cards. You can make a whole bunch of birthday. At Christmas time, you can make a bunch of Christmas cards using one sheet of designer series paper. So what I'd like for you to do, and I challenge you, is to come up with your own One Sheet Wonder cards using this template and your favorite kind of designer paper. You can use retired paper or anything that's active right now, I don't care, and then post it on the Auntie Lou Friends site. And then we can all share and see what everybody's done. You don't have to post them all, but even if you post a couple of them, that would be great. But I'd love to see what you do, and I'll post mine too when I get them finished with the Parisian paper. Okay, so this is what I'm going to make mine with. And like I said, you can jazz them up any way you want. You can add ribbon, you can put layers. You don't have to put layers. Some people don't put layers at all. They just use the designer paper and some ink and maybe a punch, and then they make a bunch of birthday cards. So you can make them as simple or as elegant as you want. Again, I'm probably going to jazz those other ones up. I might add some pearls on them and make them a little bit more fancy, because that's what I like to do. But anyway, I'm going to have this on my YouTube channel too, so I hope you take time, share it with everybody else, and my plan is to keep on having videos every Monday. If it's not going to be on Monday, I will let you know, but as long as we're confined to the home, this is a great way for us to share ideas and such. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.